This video is going to test a lot of people's emotional maturity. Keep that in mind when you start to have trigger fingers. Recently, I've been talking a lot about water fasting and how I did an 8-day water fast in order to give my body ultimate healing. In the video that I posted yesterday, I talked about how people are using water fasting the wrong way. They're going into it with the wrong intentions, meaning that most people are going into water fasting wanting to lose weight. And a lot of people are failing, meaning that the weight comes back because they have made this into a trend. You see it everywhere. People are using water fast as a way to get the clicks, the saves, the shares, the book sales. Fasting in general is meant to be used as a spiritual tool. But our modern world tends to turn everything that has some deep significance into something that can make money or social media famous. Water fasting has turned into a trend because it's just like any diet. Once you lose the weight, what now? What was your breakthrough? What were you delivered from? Do you even know? For most people, it's gluttony. It's the fact that food has a stronghold on you. Here's the thing that a lot of you don't realize about marketing is that marketing is simply a way of advertising that hits you in your emotions. Once your emotions are triggered, whether it be a happy emotion or a sad emotion, some type of deep emotion, that's when they know they got you. And they know that they market with the term weight loss, belly fat, all these type of buzzwords. They know they've got you. This is how you know that someone does not have pure intentions. They might think they have pure intentions, but they don't because they're using the tactics of marketing of the modern world. Fasting was first used as a spiritual tool. As I'm talking here, Jesus fasted for 40 days, 40 nights, dry fasting. This was to prepare him for his ministry, and that's what we all have. We have ministry. It just looks different for everybody. Fasting is supposed to draw you closer to God, not closer to your scale where you're watching and monitoring every single day to see what the scale says. You've turned the scale yourself something bigger than God. If you turn to God during this fast and you're really wanting to break free from gluttony, then you know you've prayed many times, Lord Jesus, I want food, please help me. Like one of the comments on the video had yesterday said, nah, I did it to lose weight and I'm just fine. Fasts don't have to be water fast right off the bat. Now, if you're like me and you're an all-in type person and that's your personality and it fits you, then go for it. God knows how to speak your language. He knows your personality. But maybe you're the person that needs to do a fast from sweets, from alcohol. Then as you get stronger, perhaps one day you will be led to do a water fast. That's exactly what happened to me. I didn't go searching on how to do a water fast. That's also when you know that this is something that you are desiring, not something that you're being led to do. Jesus was tempted many times in the Bible, just like we are today. This is one of the reasons why my messaging has stayed consistent with that whole idea that they say that this way of eating isn't sustainable. Why isn't someone's way of eating sustainable? Oh, you mean because the fact that they're able to not fall into their earthly temptations on a consistent basis, and because you can't, that's not considered sustainable? That's for another video though. So for the people who commented on the last video saying that they lost weight by doing the water fasting and they turned out just fine, that's great. But my question to you is, what were you really broken free from? Because I'll tell you, once I started pulling out that scale and I started putting more focus on that and it took that time away from God, I was no longer praying. That's when I started to feel the hunger pangs. That's when I didn't notice that the scale was moving as much. Some days even it was going up. I turned it into something vain. I made it about myself rather than getting closer to him. And this is how I'll end the video. And I'll probably do one that's a little bit shorter on just this alone. But I'll tell you that when I was led to doing the water fast, I didn't have to track my cycle. I didn't have to fast according to my cycle is what I mean. In my entire life, I've never had to adjust my workouts according to my cycle. I've never had to do anything adjusting it to my cycle. One is because there is a lot of truth to ignorance is bliss. Because as humans, we know way too much and it keeps us stuck. I think it's a lot of unnecessary information that just clouds our brains. This is why I say that you have to be doing a fast for the right reasons. You have to know that you're being led to the correct fast, whether it's a water fast, a dry fast, some fast from social media, a certain type of food. Because if you were led by the Spirit, not by man, He will bring you through it. You will not have to apply any type of strategy. You're not going to have to fast according to your cycle. What is it in your life that you know that you need to fast from? Start there and don't let yourself be fooled by these people who want to toy with your emotions.